Things I used to compromise in my unhealed feminine versus my healed feminine. When I was in my unhealed feminine, back before I healed and got to know myself and took accountability and did the inner work that I needed to, I myself was broken. So I would allow a man to disrespect my sleep or disrupt my sleep any time in an hour just to say goodnight or my phone died or I miss you or I'm sorry I couldn't make it, regardless of what the message was. This was not my boyfriend. This was not my husband. This is not a man who pay bills. This was a man that I was in a situationship with. I allowed a man to wake me up out my sleep to lie to me. I literally would answer the phone at every beck and call just because I was excited because he gave me the bare minimum GN. It wasn't even good night. It was GN. Literally, I am being honest. It was like GN and it wasn't nothing in between the GM that I got maybe 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I would be on cloud nine all day just because of those two text messages. So in the middle, the man didn't have to give me no excuse or make up a lie about why he didn't see me because I was so high off the bare minimum. I was so ecstatic off of the little bit that he was giving me. And I would just wake up out my sleep, or that's if I even got sleep, because the anxiety was so bad when I was trying to get a man to love me, like me, get him to pay me some attention, that I would have anxiety thinking that he was giving the attention to another individual. And I was literally worried about somebody else validating me. Like at the time it made sense, but right now it doesn't make sense. Now I believe me, I love the person I used to be. I always loved myself. But I was lacking also. It was brokenness, it was woundedness, it was something that I needed to see to heal. So I know I'm giving myself grace when I talk about my stories, but I just want to tell how once you heal, you start to see relationships different, or you start to see yourself different. And then the byproduct of the relationship is going to be according to the way that you see yourself. So now that I'm in my healed feminine energy, if I'm not in a committed relationship or marriage, and the relationship isn't going anywhere, where you are not feeding me or financing me or giving me safety and security and making sure that I am over here straight, like my life has to be added to. You have to add something to my life. You have, because I'm already whole and complete. So you would have to fill some pretty big shoes to be able to add something to a person who already has everything spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. So, in order for me to show you how I respect myself, if I am in a talking stage, I am not answering the phone after 9 o'clock. I feel like it's nothing for us to talk about. To me, if you was outside all day and you wasn't thinking about me, or you was just playing basketball, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. But if you didn't think about me from the GN text, it wasn't even good morning. It was the GN GM text that I got at 7 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes it would be silence up until I get the GN text at 12 o'clock at night. And I would kind of like, you know, accept that. But once I went through my healing, my trials, my tribulations, my dark night of the soul, my bliss stage, my surrender stage, my eyes has opened to who I am as a woman. And it is no way that you are going to disrupt my sleep just to tell me good night if you are not adding to my life. If we are not in a committed relationship, you will not get committed relationship privileges. Stop giving men who are unsure of you the time of day to even disrespect you. The reason why that man is disrespecting you is because you allow it. You need to set boundaries. And I know that is empathetic women and women that only want love in their life, and women that only want a man to see them and understand them. I know it's coming from a place of wounded energy. It's not coming from a place of healed feminine energy. It's coming from a place of abandonment. And that void of abandonment is so painful that you would tiptoe around facing it, and you will compromise your sanity, basically, your dignity, just so you yourself will not have to face the wound of abandonment. Now, how you fix the situation, it's not the tactic that's behind it. It's not answering the phone. It is actually going inside and understanding what will make you allow this behavior in the first place. It is an abandonment wound. So you don't have to spend time trying to fix the situation. You just spend time by focusing your energy on yourself and pull it towards you, pull it to your center and be present with that pain. The only way the only way that you will get respect from a relationship if you yourself will face the core wounding that's not allowing you to be one with yourself. When you start to uncover all those uncomfortable emotions that you were avoiding, when you stop looking at that man to change so that he can validate your inner childhood wounds, you pull that energy inward and realize the situation and how it is because of you. It is not because of the man. You have all the power. You have all the spiritual energy. You have all the connections to source, to God. You are the divine feminine. You are a woman. You have feminine magnetism. You do not focus on the relationship. You focus on the energy that you are sending out, which is needy energy. And it does not come from a previous relationship, because I know a lot of us want to blame our brokenness on our ex boyfriends, ex husbands, or baby daddies. It has nothing to do with them, because the reason why we attracted those men previously is because we were already wounded when we met them. We already was wounded. Your wounding started way before you started to date. More likely, it could be from a father. It's a father wound. It comes from a father wound. It could come from a mother wound also. But I know for me personally, mine came from a father wound. I didn't have healed masculine energy in my life to show me what a healed man's supposed to be. I didn't know. I didn't have a blueprint. I was raised by a single mother who probably was, my mother was, she was an empath herself. It wasn't no probably. She was an empath herself. And I never really seen my mother get mad at men. So I think my kindness and my niceness came from me seeing my mother being overly and extra nice to men that were undeserving. So me, myself, picked up that habit. And every time I would get into a relationship, it would go sour and I would actually blame the man, move on, and try to meet another man, until I literally had the biggest heartbreak ever, because it was, no, it wasn't blindsided. Let me stop lying to myself. I keep saying I was blindsided when I was in my unhealed feminine. I was not blindsided. The red flags was there since day one. Listen to me. The red flags be there since day one. We choose to ignore it because the wounding inside of us is so deep and so painful that we just want to cover it with a band-aid. The wound doesn't heal, we just cover it with a band-aid. And when you cover a abandonment wound with a person who has an abandonment wound, that's just like two rotten apples making babies, two rotten apples connecting. It's not going to never be a healthy, full, ripe apple, because the two seeds are bad. So regardless of who you date, you're always going to attract a man with the same frequency that you carry. So instead of changing the men, change the frequency, change who you are at your core center. So once you start to heal that parts of you, the relationship dynamic that you in will start to change. It could change in a good way or a bad way. It depends on how you see it, because the world is how we see it. Nobody else can. It's some, okay. Put it like this. It's opinion. If I say if he leave, that's bad. It's not the truth, because another person could be like, if he leave, that's good. So the universe is neutral. It doesn't see good or bad. You give definition to the situation. But when you start to elevate and heal your frequency, your consciousness, your core energy, when that gap in your aura starts to close up, you start to focus more on yourself. You start to love yourself unconditionally. You start to be obsessed with yourself, and not in a narcissistic way, obsessed with yourself in a way that you was a Barbie doll. You will be a real life Barbie doll. You will love to dress yourself and look in the mirror and make sure your makeup is right and go on date nights and wear nice dresses and go to museums and nice places. You will do that for yourself. You will only see the beauty in yourself. And once you see that, the man that you're dating will also start to see the beauty in you. It's a mirror. But in case that man is not strong enough to fight the ego and elevate, he'll drop off. He will literally drop off. And the good thing about that is, even if that person drops out of your life because you elevated, y'all won't be a energetic match anymore, but you won't have no pain, you won't have no hurt. If you start to elevate your frequency, and the partner that you're with or the person that you're dating is not coming along for the ride, you grow out of the ego, which is what carries the pain. You actually grow out of thinking about them. So when you grow out of that pain, you will literally grow out of the ego. And that's what holds all your patterns and your limited beliefs is the ego. It'll be called the ego death, because your ego will start to die the more that you elevate. And the more that you elevate, that behavior, that pattern, that person will no longer be attractive to you. You will not crave that person. You will not want that person. You will actually understand that you are okay without that person because you shared the ego. It's not about the mind, it's about the ego. That person is stuck in your ego, not your mind. But it can also go the same way that if you elevate yourself, your partner will follow. If he is for you, you do not have to question that. And don't be scared to elevate because you think your partner is going to stay behind or move on to somebody else. Your negative thinking is actually stopping you from growing. What you realize is God has the best interest in his heart for you, regardless of what that man chooses to do. It will always work out in your favor. If you choose yourself, it will always 100% work out in your favor. When you choose the higher self, God, the divine, the energy and the frequency that is in you as a woman, when you choose that energy over anything in the world, including a man, you yourself will reap the benefits of a goddess. You will reap divine gifts. You will step into a healed phase of your life that you didn't even know existed. You will literally have a whole genetic makeup in your mind. One ego will literally surrender and go away, and a new ego was born. But the ego that's being born is from God, from it's from the self. The higher self literally comes in and takes over. It is no pain, it is no questioning yourself, it is no wondering if your relationship is going to work once you reach a certain level of confidence. You just be who you are and you radiate the love of who you are, which is love. Love is the highest, purest form of energy there is. You radiate love. And if that person cannot receive the energy of love, it will not send a signal to them to even bother you. So you don't even have to worry about, will the universe send the right one? What if they send somebody that I'm not attracted to? You don't even know what you're attracted to. Your wounding took you to the depths of hell and you picked a man from there. So you don't even really know what the healed self may want. I know once I got healed, I wanted to date the Steve Urkels. I wanted to date the nerds. I wanted to date the A students. I wanted to date the guys that be in bed by 8. I didn't want to date the bad boy, the street guy. I didn't want that. I'm not attracted to that. I'm not attracted to you trauma dumping on me while you're the victim and it's everybody else's fault while your life ain't elevating. I didn't want to date that type of person because I myself am no longer that person. So my desire in men started to change. It started to get more matched with my new frequency. And my new frequency was love. My new frequency was A man got to pursue me. You are not the pursuer. You are a woman. The queen does not get off her throne for nobody. Even if you are married to this man, you still allow your man to pursue you always. You are the feminine energy. He is the masculine energy. He is the plug. He is the plug, the thing that go in the plug, and you are the socket. The socket don't go looking for the plug. The plug walks around the room looking for an outlet. You are the outlet. Let that man come to you. And if you choose not to mix with that person because he's not at your frequency, you can let him go. And you wouldn't even care. You stop caring about men's feelings. They don't want mushiness anyway. They don't want you to care about their feelings. They are hunters. A real man will go out there and hunt what he wants. He like it when you hurt his feelings. Hurt a man's feelings. Just focus on yourself. Pull that energy in towards you and watch. Watch how the men start to show up for you. Actually, you won't even notice that they're showing up for you because it'll just be like your birthright. It'll be like a newfound normalness in your life for a man to show up for you, a normalness in your life for a man to pamper you and work. Like, you won't even worry about why a man didn't call you back because every time you look up, he will be calling you. He won't even want to be off the phone with you. You will be so magnetic. That man will want to be in your face all day. You will actually be trying to get alone time away from him. Men want to be real men. Men in their masculine energy want to be around women. They want to provide for women. They want to love a woman. They want to protect a woman. They not walking around here being victims. If a man that you are dating is always a victim, he is not the one. Because when the time comes, everything that you did for him, he's not going to see it because he's not capable of seeing it because his energy is pushed outward instead of inward. And he's always blaming the other person instead of taking accountability. But once the divine feminine starts to take accountability for herself, the divine masculine is no longer needed to be a mirror to her. And now she is whole. She happy. She thriving. She living in her purpose. Like, it's the craziest thing ever. And once she starts to live in her purpose, her energy pulls on the right man. It pulls. Literally, they can't escape it. It's magnetism. It's seduction. It is a frequency that a man cannot fight. And if a man chooses to not to go towards that pull, he will always think about you. He will always crave your energy, your smell, your jokes, your laugh. He will always crave, he will crave your voice. He will crave your bad cooking. So don't worry about him moving on to somebody else. If he is for you, if this man is ordained for you, and this is what the universe has for you, and that man chooses not to be with you because he has a choice. He can choose that. It's going to hurt like hell. But you don't have to worry about that because you will get another go round. Like the universe, if you give all your love to a man, not needy love, I'm talking about genuine love. Will you let a man go? Let him go. That's love. I love you enough to let you go. Let him go. If you're giving a man pure love without selfishness and he chooses not to complete the mission of being with you or not to follow his heart to be with you, it does not matter because God will send you somebody that's 10 times better. The frequency will be exactly aligned so you won't be missing the last one because the next one would be way better. It's really like buses. If you are in your healed feminine energy and you want to step away from a relationship but you're scared to be alone, if you choose to have another man in your life, you will be able to manifest that with lightning speed. Don't even worry about that. You just worry about focusing on yourself, choosing yourself, loving yourself regardless of how you feel. It's going to hurt. Change hurts. It's like giving birth. But when you give birth to a baby, all that hurt and pain, all the thoughts of it go away. Love on yourself, focus on yourself, pull that energy towards you and ask yourself questions like, why am I attracted to this situation? Why am I attracted to this energy? Why am I allowing this to go on? When you take self accountability for what you are projecting onto the world, the story starts to change.